I got really high. And then I drove.
Oh my god, yeah, I just ran over a kid. Oops. Everything in the name of science, of course.
Not the best experience.
But don't worry, it's just a simulator where we can track everything.
Where I'm going, where I'm looking. And while we're at it, we're also going to test my reflexes with tests that the police would also apply when they catch me driving like this. So how high is too high to drive? Let's find out one joint at a time with a completely different result than I expected.
Okay. The shifting knob looks a bit like a racing knob. There's even resistance when you steer. To know how good of a driver I am or to have a comparison point for driving under the influence, I need to take the driving test sober first.
While I'm doing all this, there are two people around that know this inside out. Dr. Benno Hartung is one of Germany's most renowned experts when it comes to the influence of drugs such as alcohol and cannabis on driving safety. And Dr. Katharina Zube, who just wrote her dissertation on alcohol and driving impairment on e-scooters. So the first challenge is driving in the countryside in a straight line.
Ooh, this feels wild.
Die erlaubte Durchschnittsgeschwindigkeit.
100. It really feels like you're actually driving. It's quite realistic. So driving straight isn't too bad, but when you're going like from left to right and back, you can feel like a little bit of motion sickness, and I don't know how that's gonna be when you're intoxicated.
And the next one is driving in the city.
Ich glaube, ist nicht angeschnallt.
Oh nein, oh mein Gott. Schnell noch. Alright, ready to rock.
Ei! Sorry!
Ui, Jesus Christ. God, it's quite hard to get the turns right, but we'll get adjusted to that. Ah, the people in this town are crazy. Hello. Almost killed it.
Needless to say, the simulator takes a bit of getting used to. Benno Hartung and Katharina Zube are also going to employ tactics that police would use if they think that I'd be driving under the influence. So we'll do a sober benchmarking for them as well. Walking in a straight line, writing numbers in my hand.
5 or an S?
Yes.
Having my eyes follow a pen and climbing stairs on the spot. These are for visual signs of impairment, but Benno Hartung also makes me take cognitive tests like memory or reading colors out loud.
White, green, black, yellow, red, blue, red, yellow, blue, green, blue, red, yellow, green. Oh my God.
So it's 38 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, this is your baseline time.
And with that, I'm ready for my first joint. And as you can tell, I haven't done this in a long time. And it's not getting better.
I can feel the weed doing the work, and I have no idea how that's gonna look in the simulator, to be honest.
This dizziness or high feeling comes from the THC in marijuana. From my joint smoke, it went into my lungs, and there it got passed into my blood, and that carried it into my brain. Now, having reached my brain, the THC in simple terms is overly activating parts of my brain, and this creates all the effects people know. Altered senses, impaired memory, dizziness, slow reaction time. So let's see which of those I'll experience. Before I do anything, I need water and chill a little. First up, are the colors.
White, green, black, yellow. Jesus, okay. Red, green, red, blue, yellow.
And
Oh wow, 15 seconds more.
Onto memory and the police tests. And after a big sip of water, it's time for me to go behind the wheel for the countryside drive where I need to go in a straight line.
Yeah? It's actually a lot harder to tell if you are actually driving straight. Ooh. Oh. Okay, first test done. But yeah, it's really hard to actually follow the road, even though you're just driving in a straight line.
I'm a bit afraid of the city test drive now, but no matter where I would drive, it would probably be illegal anywhere in the world. In recent years, cannabis has become legal in more and more countries across the globe, and with that, also different regulations on driving under the influence. Usually the level of THC is measured as we're doing it here, by concentration in the blood. And maximum concentrations are measured in nanogram per milliliter of blood. Many European countries often range between 1 and 2 nanograms per milliliter of blood. Frontrunners are actually Germany with 3.5 and the Netherlands with 3 nanograms per milliliter. Internationally, some states in the US, like Colorado, Washington or Montana, even allow 5 nanograms per milliliter.
Which one of these is best suited to work?
The pharmacokinetics of cannabis or tetrahydrocannabinol is quite complicated. We have a quite unstable relationship between the dose, so what is in your joint and what you inhale, and between the effect on the other side. So the effect is highly individually.
In other words, it's really hard to set up a threshold that works for everyone.
Yes. A common threshold that is only based on THC is extremely hard to establish because there are so many different influence factors that mainly depend on the individual.
That's why some states and countries add impairment-based laws to this. So if it's visible that you cannot walk in a straight line anymore, or if you cannot touch your nose with your finger, you're too high to drive.
Und dann die nächste Möglichkeit einmal links abbiegen.
Which brings us back to my second test drive in the city.
Yeah, you can really feel that your reaction time is a lot slower. Oh my god, yeah, I just ran over a kid. Oops. Fuck. Yeah. At least didn't run over 2 pedestrians.
Well,
What? Yeah, it's not a good day for pedestrians today, I'm afraid. Because now I just focus on like one thing and it's really hard to concentrate on anything else. So you miss a lot of stuff that's just, and that can be deadly for other people who are walking around here.
and this focus problem was also visible in the control room.
Yeah, so that's typical for cannabis. So your thinking is way slower, so you have much more problems to recognize some things. So we also could see it in your driving, like your speeding was way slower than before, especially in the curves.
But despite the feeling, the blood results will turn out entirely different than we expected.
Originally, I planned to smoke even more weed and also mix it with alcohol to show you the worst of the worst. But obviously, my circulatory system is a bit sensitive. So now we're just going to wait for the results from the blood test.
A couple of weeks later, the results came back from the lab. But to all of our surprise, there were no traceable amounts of THC in my bloodstream. Also, none of the other typical byproducts from smoking weed.
Okay, that's certainly a surprise because I felt intoxicated to some level. What could be an explanation for this test result?
One explanation would be that the cannabis you smoked was not the highest potency cannabis that is available in Germany. Another explanation might be that you did not inhale the smoke as deeply as an experienced smoker would have inhaled.
Also, to my surprise, the phase that we tested, so driving right after you smoked weed, isn't the most dangerous one, Benno Hartung tells me.
So we see most accidents in the so-called post-acute phase. So people feel sober, maybe 3, 4, 5 hours after smoking cannabis, but they are still influenced. And this is the period where the severe accidents happen.
Okay, the experiment didn't go 100% as planned, but that's the nature of experiments. What anybody can take away is that it's really hard to guess when you smoke weed how much THC will end up in your blood and how long it's going to stay in your system. For me, it was so hard to focus on multiple things like speed limits, traffic lights, pedestrians, and my THC level was still okay to drive. After going through this experiment, I would never do this in real life. How are the rules in your country for driving under the influence of marijuana? And maybe you have done it also. Post your experiences in the comments.
If you liked the video, leave a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.